Just like many of you, I just got done watching the Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman fight. And something needs to change. It's getting ridiculous how the judges get this wrong. Now, it was a close fight, so some of you will disagree with me. But I don't feel it was even all that close. I thought Usman won clearly 4 of the 5 rounds. The judges are scoring leg kicks, which do not do that much, very highly. Yes, Leon threw a lot of leg kicks, didn't land much power outside of that. Had the one big knee in the first or second round. But other than that, there wasn't a ton of power in anything. Usman landed the bigger shots. He hurt Leon several times. The judges don't want to score it that way. Now, the commentators, Michael Bisping, was very much in the corner of Leon Edwards. And I like Bisping as a commentator. I really do. I enjoy listening to him fight or listening to him to call fights. But this was not one of his highlights. He was in the corner of Leon from the very beginning. And it would be hard for anyone to argue with me on that. Even if you agree with the decision, that happened. And I don't know if the judges can hear Bisping. I don't know. I would recommend we need more than 3 judges. I would also recommend that they get put in a room somewhere with headphones on so they can't hear or see anything but the fights. So for like 5 or 6 hours, that's all they get to do. Pay them a little more. I'm fine with that. Usman won that fight. And more than that, Leon Edwards fought a very dirty fight. He fought a fight that I would be embarrassed to have a victory after doing that. Yes, they took a point, but they didn't take a point for the low blow. They didn't take a point for the glove grab. They didn't take a point for... there was another low groin hit. It didn't happen. And to fight dirty and win is, yeah, your paycheck is bigger, but you go down in history as a guy who fights dirty to win. It's ridiculous. I'm not a fan of that kind of win. He made it very obvious to me that the win is more important to him than how he presents himself, which it is what it is. If you want to win that way, go for it. I'm not a big fan of that, but it is what it is. He did, and he is the defending welterweight champion. Now, back to where I started from. The judges need to change. I don't understand how they scored that for him. Leg kicks look terrible. And you hear the commentators, oh my God, leg kicks are this or that. And if you look at the score, see, the leg kicks don't hurt that much. It takes a lot of them, and powerful ones, to make them count, to make them bother you in a way that affects the way you fight. As you saw throughout the fight, it didn't affect Kamaru Usman. Usman kept coming forwards the entire time, eating whatever leg kicks he was eating. It didn't bother him. They should not have been scored nearly as highly as they were. They should have been scored not that much at all. Leon Edwards, his biggest victory was on the slow motion camera. The slow motion camera was his friend, because every big shot that he landed didn't look that big unless it was in slow motion. Kamaru Usman landed some beautiful combinations, had some beautiful body work, came over the top more than once, had Leon rocked more than once. Leon rocked Kamaru once with the knee. It was a beautiful knee, came out right up off the bat, or after the little combo. But other than that, there was not that much powerful shots landing outside of a few. There were a lot of leg kicks. Power to Leon. Usman should have checked one or shot on it or something like that. They don't hurt. And I understand you're in the cage and you're getting kicked, the adrenaline's pumping, and maybe it'll hurt tomorrow, but it doesn't hurt right now. It is not affecting the way he fights right now. I felt Usman won almost every round. I would almost give him 5 rounds. Like round 1, I gave it to him. And I know Bisping gave him round 1 as well. Round 1 was probably the closest of them. But other than that, I had Usman winning. I had him winning just about every round. He was in control of it. He was landing the bigger shots. He was threatening the takedowns, oftentimes getting the takedowns. Defending a takedown should not be scored as highly as getting one. Defending is more easy than getting one. And that's coming from a guy who doesn't shoot, who has defended more. I have the 5th highest takedown defense rating in UFC history. I think Usman is number 1. Machida's up there. And I'm like right damn there. So write your congressman, write the UFC, tweet at him, said that the judging needs to change. There needs to be a more defined rule set or more experienced judges. I don't like what they're doing with this. It's bothering me on the inside how they are how they are changing careers with their judging. I promise you, Usman loses his next fight. A fight like this where it was within his grasp and they take it from him. They keep him from getting it at the very least. Rots the soul. It is not good for a fighter. He is going to go back. He's going to cry in the shower. He's going to try and regroup. He's going to talk a good game, but he is going to be flat the rest of his career. I'm declaring it now. Usman will never be champion ever again, and he is one of the greatest that has ever been. I do consider GSP to be the GOAT of all GOATs. More than John Jones, more than Stipe, more than BJ Penn, more than Matt Hughes, more than anyone. And I don't know that GSP would beat Kamaru Usman. Kamaru Usman has so many skills that he puts on show for the world to see. But anyways, those are my two thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking. Thank you for the liking and sharing and following. Thank you for growing this with me. And I hope to see something change. I would like to know. I would like to know what needs to change. I mean, how to change it. Joe Rogan had the best idea. More judges, put them in a separate room. I like that. I think that would help a ton. I know people talk about ex-fighters, judging. Ex-fighters will get it right often enough. They'll get it wrong often enough. Ex-fighters, I don't think are the answer, but maybe they are. But anyways, enjoy the fights. I loved it. I loved all night. I was almost perfect until I got to Kamaru. Anyways, have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.